Another year, another income report on my writing and self-publishing endeavors. I'm Estelle. I'm the author of 2 books and 1 translation. And here's me, talking about how 2025 went and my goals for 2026. So let's start at the very beginning. 2025 started with me wanting to release a book. The owner of a bookshop even told me that if I had a book published, I would be welcome alongside him at a big literary event in October, which he couldn't attend in the end anyway, but neither did I release the book in the first place. The book I'm talking about, I had a very hard time writing it. It's my memoir on pregnancy and motherhood, and I couldn't for the life of me find the right word to convey what I was thinking at that time. So I put it aside. And I know we're in the age of AI, but I'm making it a point of honor not to use it for writing, like ever, even if writing is hard. Everything you read from me, whether on my website, on my newsletter, or as a book, has been written by me and only me. And I feel like there's a need of having a kind of human certified stamp on things nowadays. I do love em dashes, but will I be able to freely use them in my writing without being accused of using AI? Who knows? So yeah, I put it aside, and in August I decided to switch project and read Once Upon a Sky's latest draft. So Once Upon a Sky is my middle grade novel that I've been working on for nearly 10 years. I know. But it was on and off. And I can safely say that this book will finally see the light of day in 2026. Just watch me. So as a reminder, the report I'm going to do covers the period from January to December 2025. And overall, this author business represents 1.85% of my total 2025 income. So here's your gentle reminder not to quit your job because you're going to get rich fast with self-publishing. So let's recap. I have only 3 books out. There was The Londoners, an expat memoir and travel guide to the UK that I've released in 2021. That translation in French, so the same book in French that I released in 2022, and SEO for Authors, which is like a technical marketing book for authors that I released in 2023. As you may be aware, I haven't released any book this year, but as I did mention, I'm currently preparing the release of 2 books. So the first one is Once Upon a Sky. It's expected this coming fall, 2026, fingers crossed. And no date has been set for the second one, so the memoir on pregnancy and motherhood, but maybe somewhere in 2027. Who knows? So let's talk numbers. I know we do like some numbers. The Londoners, my firstborn, crushed it all. It sold almost consistently throughout the year. As for SEO for Authors, so my youngest, it was a bit sad to see it sell so little. And what was a big surprise, in December 2025, I sold 1 copy of The Londoners in French. Let me tell you that this book has never been great on Amazon, but I've recently changed the keywords on the KDP dashboard, and poof, a sale appeared. A sale appeared. Let's just hope it wasn't just pure luck, but let me tell you a story. It was the story of a girl who set up her French language book onto Amazon KDP and added English keywords onto KDP dashboard. Yeah. Instead of French one. even though French is her mother tongue. Yeah, that girls me. Hi! Right, let's talk about, let's make a little pie charts, stuff like that. We do love pie charts here. I've sold 24 copies of The Londoners, 5 copies of SEO for Authors, and 1 copy of The Londoners in French, for a total of 30 books. Yeah. 30 books in 2025. That's a decrease of 9 book sales compared to 2024. However, 10 copies are currently with brick and mortar bookshops, ready to find new families. They just haven't sold yet, so I can't add them for 2025. It's a head start on 2026 numbers. Let's say it like that. Where have my books sold? In 2025, most of the sales came from Amazon KDP with 46.6%. I haven't done as many in-person events at the bookshops, so it only made up for 31.9% of the sales. In third place, there's the direct sale with 15.34%. And last but not least, there's draft to digital with 5.5%. Not too bad. Interestingly, so I'm going to put like a pie chart of print versus digital. Interestingly, I sold more paperbacks than ebooks in 2025. I noticed that SEO for Authors is mostly sold as an ebook. Maybe it's because of, its genre, technical marketing books. But readers love having a physical copy of The Londoners. I wonder if readers would be interested in signed copies as well. And that's something to dig into in the new year. So if I do like a publishing and marketing recap of 2025, because obviously those sales didn't happen like nothing. I did a few things, but really it's kind of nothing. Give me your opinion on that. So my books are sold widely. I won't get political or anything, but it's always best to have different ways of selling books. And actually, when it came out in 2021, The Londoners was wide. It was already with draft to digital as an ebook, and then I don't remember why I made it Amazon exclusive, and the next books they followed being Amazon exclusive. And maybe that's because I wanted to try the Kindle Unlimited program and see if it was doing anything for my book sales. It did for a while. And then the world saw big tech bros at the US president's investiture. So since March 2025, the books are now on all platforms where ebooks are sold. And I'll do my best to also offer wide paperbacks as soon as possible, but it's a bit trickier. Let's say draft to digital doesn't like me to have like blank pages in between chapters, even though they are there for a reason. It's to make the book pretty. Second thing I did in 2025 was to open a direct store. So as I was listening to more and more conferences and podcasts on selling direct as an author and already being wide with the ebooks since March, I thought that opening my own e-shop could be another way for readers to get my books. So they're now available through my PayHip store since last November. And I also had my first sale through PayHip that month, which I was very happy with. This year, only the ebooks are available through that store, but I'm digging into shipping prices as soon as we're in January, so I can calmly ask my questions to the post office. I'm kind of thinking big for 2026, especially because I'm gonna release a middle grade. A third thing I did in 2025 The books are in libraries and more brick and mortar bookshops. And that's something I wanted to do for a while, push the door of more bookshops. And to be honest, I had almost given up on that because I cannot, for the life of me, ask bookshop owners to sell my books. But in the end, I did dare to ask one of my local bookshops to take a few copies of The Londoners in French, because I'm, in the French-speaking area. And they accepted. Yay! So yeah, there's the second bookshop that has copies of my books now, probably one of the highlights of the year. I was also brave enough to donate The Londoners in French in 2 local libraries. I know, it's a donation. I'm not asking them to buy them, neither to sell it, but believe it or not, it was already difficult enough for me. I guess the next step is to organize events with those people. That would be nice. But again, it's going to take a while because your girl is shy as fuck. And last but not least, I started being online again. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm releasing videos again. Last September, I released the first video on YouTube after more than a year of absence. I took the opportunity to also revive my newsletter and do a couple of live streams. I still struggle with putting videos up on schedule because I don't necessarily have the time to produce interesting content. And today I'm filming because my son is away. Ta-da! But I'm doing my best, and that's all that matters. My focus is on writing the next books, as it should be. And so, what are my plans for 2026? I definitely thought more about my self-publishing activities in 2025 than I did back in 2024. So yeah, I diversified a lot on the distribution side with, selling direct, being wide, a second bookshop. And I got back on the promotion wagon a little. But I haven't done anything I thought of doing in my previous report, which I actually released only on my blog. So there was no new release, no audiobook, no reading event, no conferences. But the thing is, I think I only added those items for the sake of doing something. And there was no actual objective. And in 2026, there's one objective. And that objective is to expand my readership. For that, I've got 3 strategies and a few tactics that I want to put into place. Strategy number 1 is to release a new book. That's the obvious one. Without a new book, it's nearly impossible to get new readers in. The work has already started to have a book out in fall 2026, so yeah, let's hope this one gets done. If I have to put all my eggs into something, I want to put all my eggs on releasing that new book. And the second one is to improve discoverability. So strategy number 2, improve discoverability. And for that, I have 2 main tactics, is to refine my website's SEO. And honestly, with a book on search engine optimization, how come I'm not top notch regarding my website yet? I don't know. That's something I worked on in December of 2025 and will continue working on in January. And I expect to see better results in 2026 on that front. Second tactic is to boost distribution. The Londoners, both English and French, are in brick and mortar bookshops. I'm wide with all books and I started selling direct last November, but I can do better. So I'm gonna contact bookshops in Brussels, which are a bit far away from me, but there you go. I'm gonna organize events around the books and start selling signed copies on my eShop. Just watch me. And strategy number 3 is to increase my newsletter subscribers. Wherever I look for author marketing advice, they all talk about the importance of building a newsletter list. And it does make a lot of sense, especially for someone like me with no intention of using social media. I'm currently in the process of creating free bonus content for each of my books, so we'll see if it moves the needle in the right direction. I think my plans are a bit more thought out than the previous year. Let's hope I will be able to win on all fronts, but if I have to choose one of the strategies, definitely the new book release. I believe in the power of a backlist. The more books are out, the better for discoverability. So it's a win-win on all fronts. How about you? What are your goals for 2026? And what did you do that made you proud in 2025? Let me know in the comments. In the meantime, I'll see you next time. Bye.